For more than 2,000 years, these ideas have determined the fate of empires. But this isn't some history lesson. This is about your company, your market. It's about your survival.
It's the question, isn't it? The one that haunts every founder, every innovator. You've got the better idea, the faster, more agile team. So why does that giant in your industry seem, well, just so unbeatable?
The answer is actually pretty simple. You're fighting their war, a visible war of brute force, where the only thing that seems to matter is who has the bigger budget. But what Sun Tzu teaches us is that real victory, it's won in the shadows, long before the first shot is ever fired.
And this brings us to the first immutable law. To win, you have to master what your enemy can't see. You have to master the art of deception. Now, look very closely at this distinction. This isn't about lying. It's about shaping reality. It's about making your opponent waste all their energy, all their resources, fighting ghosts that you yourself have created.
Sun Tzu understood human nature better than almost anyone. See, an arrogant opponent is a predictable one. When you appear weaker than you actually are, you're inviting them to underestimate you, to get complacent, and to expose fatal flaws in their own game plan.
Make no mistake about it, the giants are watching you. Their teams, their analysts, they expect you to fight them on price, on features, head-to-head. So, let them. Give them the fight they expect to see. Let them think they've got you all figured out, while your true strength is growing somewhere they're not even looking.
Think about this story. Marcia Serlin. She started a scrap metal company with just $200. A woman in a man's world. Her competitors saw her tiny, run-down building and they just wrote her off. But that was the whole point. While they were ignoring her, she was secretly buying up all the land around her, building an empire from the inside out. By the time they figured out what was happening, it was already too late. So, deception is about controlling what your enemy sees. This second law, it's about controlling where they fight. Welcome to the idea of the unwinnable terrain. Let's just be perfectly clear here. Taking on a giant on their home turf, it's suicide. They've got all the advantages: distribution, brand recognition, capital. Your mission isn't to win their game. It's to invent an entirely new one. This isn't just poetry. It's a blueprint for growth. When you choose a terrain, a new business model, a specific niche that your competitor is literally unable to enter, you can expand without any resistance. You're not fighting anymore. You're just winning. Just look at one of the greatest strategic takedowns in modern history. Blockbuster absolutely owned the terrain of physical retail stores. Their entire multi-billion-dollar empire was built on it. Netflix, they just refused to play that game. They chose a new terrain. First, it was the mailbox. Then it was the internet. See, Blockbuster's greatest strength, all those stores, it became its cage. It was too expensive, too complex, too slow to pivot to the new battlefield Netflix had just invented. The giant got trapped by its own success. And that right there, that's the opportunity you have to find. Okay, so we've covered the external battlefield, but Sun Tzu knew that the most important victories, they're won from within. And that brings us to the third law, the incredible force multiplier that lets the few conquer the many. And I'm not talking about teamwork here. This is about a shared, almost fanatical belief in a mission. When every single person in your organization moves as one, their collective power becomes a weapon that your slow, bureaucratic competitors could never even hope to match. So how do you forge this kind of unbreakable unity? Well, some companies are actually willing to buy it. And the price tag? $2,000. The online retailer Zappos, they put their new hires through this intense cultural training. And then, at the end, they make them an offer. They'll pay them $2,000 right then and there to walk away, to quit. So what happens? Almost no one takes the money. But that simple act is an incredibly powerful filter. It purges the culture of anyone who isn't 100% committed. What's left is a core team of true believers. And believe me, that is a small price to pay for an invincible culture that you can feel in every single customer interaction. A unified force, it moves like a single body. No one is left exposed. The group's momentum just carries everyone forward, together. Against a force like that, a bigger but more disjointed army, it really stands no chance. Deception, terrain, unity. 3 ancient laws for your modern battlefield. The question isn't what are the rules anymore. The question is, how are you going to use them?
You have to understand this. These are not trendy management theories from some new bestseller. They are unchanging laws of conflict, and to ignore them is to choose to be weak.
The giant you're up against, they are not invincible. Their size makes them slow. Their success makes them arrogant. Their internal politics create cracks and disunity. Every single one of their strengths is also a potential weakness. It's an opening that you can now exploit.
So you have the weapons now, the invisible science of victory. But tools are meaningless without a purpose. So the final question isn't how to fight, it's what battle are you truly fighting? That is your story to write.